As we head into Super Bowl weekend, a reminder from law enforcement not to drink and drive.
Yeah, today CHP teamed up with AAA and Mothers Against Drunk Driving to send a message to San Diegans about the dangers of impaired driving. CBS 8's Kelly Hessedall is live in Kearney Mesa with what they had to say today. Kelly?
Yeah, Carlo and Heather, the message really was today. Have fun this weekend, but have a designated driver on hand just in case you need one. Now, we did hear a pretty powerful story from someone who was directly affected by a drunk driver.
And that's the tragedy of the whole thing, is there's things that happen to people through their lives, but this is something that is completely avoidable. And the interesting thing is that we all know better. There's nobody listening to this that would disagree that it's not okay to drink and drive.
And that was Bruce Mizan. Back in February of 2020, he was on his way to teach a motorcycle safety class when a drunk driver T-boned him at an intersection in Encinitas. Now, he suffered severe injuries from head to toe. Doctors had to amputate his leg. He broke his pelvis. He suffered a brain bleed. He had to use a feeding tube for weeks, but he recovered. And as a drunk driving victim, he is pleading with the public not to drink and drive. He says his medical bills added up to more than $2 million. Now, AAA also had on display a vehicle badly damaged in a DUI crash. The driver, whose blood alcohol level was 0.24, was heading home from a bar in Ocean Beach with his girlfriend. He lost control while trying to make a left turn and ended up crashing through a guardrail at Sunset Cliffs. The girlfriend survived. The driver did not.
This vehicle fell 40 feet, landed on its roof. That young man in his 20s, he died in that crash. And this is the type of thing that we don't want to see happening after this Super Bowl weekend.
And that was a spokesperson for AAA, and he tells me there's, on top of the dangers of drinking and driving, there's also the monetary cost. You know, the cost if you are convicted of drinking and driving, he says, really adds up to approximately $22,000. Heather and Carlo?
Absolutely not worth it, Kelly. And you mentioned before that typically we see DUI drivers and patrols beefed up on holiday weekends. But what has law enforcement seen in the past when it comes to Super Bowl Sunday, in fact?
Yeah, they've been keeping statistics for the past 5 years. And in the past 5 years in California alone, there have been 2,100 DUI crashes, resulting in 800 people who've been injured and 40 fatalities. You know, they say, again, have fun this weekend, but make sure you have a plan in place if you do plan to drink.
Kelly Hessedall with a familiar message, but one that just needs to be hammered home on weekends like this. Thanks, Kelly.